Ciao guys, welcome to our Speakeasy. Today we talk about the Francois-Paul Journe LineSport Collection. Would you ever think that Francois-Paul Journe, famous for his creation boosting classic shapes and refined mechanics, would produce a sport collection? He started with one watch before he created a whole collection called LineSport that is now made of three models: the Centigraphe, the Automatique Réserve and the Chronographe Rattrapante. After the launch of the Centigraphe Sport in 2011 and the first Octa Sport in 2011, he recently redesigned the whole collection after the launch of the Chronographe Rattrapante in 2018, enlarging the case from 42 to 44 mm and adding a ceramic bezel. Francois-Paul's idea was to have one of the lightest and easier to wear sport watch, but always without compromising his high standards of technicality and finishings. That is why he chose to use aluminum at first, and then grade 5 titanium for case and bracelet, and to replace the rose gold used for his calibers with an aluminum alloy in the name of performance. Still today, bridges and platines of his most sporty watches movements are made of super light aluminum. Let's start with the Automatique Réserve. As we said, its predecessor was firstly presented in 42 mm aluminum and then in titanium. But the latest version, launched in 2018, brought a significant evolution to the entire collection. For the first time in 44 mm, this upgraded Automatique Réserve is available in grade 5 titanium and weighs only 83 grams. The main changes are the addition of the numerical scale engraved on the ceramic bezel and the introduction of a yellow dial, along with the original grey dial. But that's not all. Francois-Paul released at the same time two completely new versions. One in full 6N gold with integrated bracelet and ruthenium-colored silver guilloche dial, and one in full platinum with integrated bracelet and blue mauve silver guilloche dial. Both models feature the traditional 18-karat rose gold caliber instead of the aluminum one. On the dial side, the star is the big date, that ça va sans dire jumps instantaneously. Movement side, we can see the impressive Octa caliber 1300.3 in aluminum, featuring 160 hours of power reserve and unidirectional off-centered titanium winding rotor, which winds a 1 meter long spring. If the genesis and the final result of the Automatique Réserve is now very clear, for the Chronographe Rattrapante launched by Francois-Paul Journe in 2018, we move to another territory, with a common trait to the previous one: excellence. First of all, this watch embodies two features that are typical in fine watchmaking, being just a simple chronograph, but a monopusher with split second. The Chronographe Rattrapante line has the same combination of materials, colors and finishings of the dial as the Automatique Réserve, only the yellow dial is missing. For the platinum model, a blue mauve color silver guilloche dial, for the 6N gold model, a ruthenium colored silver guilloche dial, and for the titanium model, a dial made of aluminum alloy in grey color. As well as the Automatique Réserve LineSport, the case is 44 mm and only 1 mm thicker than the Automatique, with a caliber thickness of 6.8 mm, which is very rare for this kind of complicated mechanics. Let's talk a bit of the hand-wound caliber 1518 enclosed in the chronograph. With an incredible 80 hours power reserve, inspired by the unique Chronographe Monopoussoir Rattrapante Bleu made for Only Watch auction in 2017, and featuring a chronograph direct gearing with rocking pinion that prevents the jump of the chronograph hand at the start. An unusual choice is the introduction of the big date, making this piece one of the only chronograph with big date on the market. Also for this model, the different materials of the case and bracelet match with different materials of the caliber. In rose gold for the platinum or 6N gold models, in aluminum alloy for the titanium grade 5 model. The magnificent finishing and decorations of the movement are visible through a transparent sapphire caseback. Circular stripes on the bridges, circular graining on the base plate, polished screw heads with chamfer slots, pegs with polished rounded edges, straight-grained steelwork. The state-of-the-art in high-end finishing. Speaking about finishing, we have to say a few words about the dials and bracelets. In the platinum and 6N gold versions, the dials are made of silver with guilloche finishing in the center and silver chronograph counters with blued, rodied or gilt hands. In the titanium version, the counters are in sapphire. The numerals are applied in white, 5N gold or coated with superluminova. The tachymetric bezel inlaid with ceramic and the new typographic numeral are a reminder of the only watch timepiece. The overmolded crown has 3 positions, 1 for winding, 2 for the correction of the very large date in a window at 6 o'clock, and 3 for the time setting. Whether we talk about the Automatique Réserve or the Chronographe Rattrapante, what is sure is that the LineSport Collection is making every enthusiast certainties about the concept of sportsmanship wavering. If the question was, could the maestro create a sport watch like all the others? The answer is quite obvious, as f.p.journe is no watchmaker like the others. Well, that's it for today. See you next time. Ciao! Sbagliato. Sorry. The magnificent... Ne faccio un'altra per essere sicuri che magari...